So this is address. The moment I say the moment I select a different cell, you can see the address is E5. Whenever I put a value here, say some number, and say, now you can see it's a E6. Now the current cell is E6. That's why E6 is shown, and the value is nothing. So here, see the moment. So you can see 100 here. So either in Excel, either you can put a value or you can put a formula. For example, here I have 100 here. Here we'll put this is equal to this. So here E5 is 100 and F5 is also 100. But you can see whenever I'm selecting those cells, you can see value. But when you go to G, you can see what you can see. You can see formula. So it's a simple formula. So Excel supports either value or formula. So these are values, the one in yellow, and this is formula, the one in blue, just for information sake. So you have values and formula. Now in Excel, you can put many things as data. What are those things? It can be whatever data you put. You can actually view it as ABC 1 2 3 or whatever general. You can define it as general. You can define it as a number with decimals. You can define it as a currency or accounting calculators. In terms of currency and accounting, both are almost same. Short date, long date, time, percentage, whatever. It's the format you decide. The moment I say it's a percentage, so it will be like this. I put 0.2 and say percentage. It converts itself into percentage. If I want to change how it wants to look, the best thing is to do is Control 1. Okay, simultaneously I'll be giving you shortcut keys. So you can say simultaneously I'll be putting shortcut keys or also shortcut keys. Just note down them. So when you say Control 1, you can see I did Control 1. You can see this part coming up. So you can format it according to your requirement. Number, currency, accounting, date, whatever. I mean, you put percentage here, percentage. So you can also change from here, or you can also do a Control 1 and change the required format. This is Excel. So Excel can be done, interacting with Excel can be done in various ways. There's no specific, I don't say, okay, this is hard and fast rule. You understand it, I mean, you practice it, that's it. I mean, you can use it how you want to interact with the Excel, as long as you get the output. But the best way would be ideally shortcut keys. Interaction with Excel would be the shortcut keys, and if possible, follow the method or automate it. So that is macros. We'll do it later. Okay. Now in Excel, let us take a simple data. First, you might be as you have, all of you have certain experience. All of you might be knowing how to save, open, or close a file. Now those things, you know it. In case if you don't know, let me know, I'll tell you. Otherwise, let's continue with the data. Let's take some sample data. Say student details. Student numbers. Let us put some number here, and here we'll take this as to this plus 1, and we drag it. Select that and Control D. Okay, there are two shortcut keys. One, Control D is for copying the content down. Now see what is happening whenever I'm copying. It's taking A2 plus 1, A3 plus 1, A4 plus 1. So it's taking the value, upper value, and adding 1 to it. So, and it's copying. I'm just copying it again and doing a paste special. Paste special and say values. Now, what is happening? The formula is gone. Whenever we copy and change the formula, the formula will be gone. So here, it's value again. There are no formulas here. We actually did a copying and converted into values. So let us do this exercise again. You have some number, and here you are putting value to a formula to it. So 1 or 2, for example, and you're copying it here. Now you have what I did, Control D. You remember copying down, Control D. Now I copy this right also. So Control D and Control R are two shortcut keys where you can actually copy down or copy right side of Excel. And it will copy the formula if formula exists. It will copy the format if format exists. It will copy the value if value exists. See, you can see. So it's copying the formula. So here 100, it copied 100 value. Again the formula. So here E2, it took the F2 as the base and then, right? So this is how it happens. Now I don't want the formulas to appear here. Okay. So Control, next to 1, you have a key. If you select Control and that key next to 1, Control apostrophe. So you can see the formulas. Wherever the formulas are there, the formulas will appear. Wherever the values are there, the values will appear. You can see the formula. Control 1 is a shortcut key using which you can see where the formulas are there. Okay. Now, again, same key if you select, the formulas are missing. I mean, you can see the values. The formulas are there. You can see that they are values. Any questions so far?
Just repeat that. How to see the formula?
Okay. What I'm doing is I'm using on keyboard. Just before 1, you have a key, right? Apostrophe. Just before 1 in the on the keyboard, Control and that key. Okay. Here I'll put that key. This is. Can you see this? A small line just above the tab on the keyboard. Can you see that? If you use that key, yeah, I mean, do Control and that key. The moment you do it, you can actually see what is there on E. So okay, what is it, a value or a formula on E2?
It's a value.
It's a value, exactly. It's a value. And on E8 or E9?
Formula.
It's a formula. The formula is also showing where the source is coming from. Now you can see that E8 is actually taking E7 plus 2. So it will take the output of E7 and then it will throw up the value. Yeah, please.
So if you press this Control plus that symbol next to 1, it will show all the formula and values throughout the spreadsheet, is it?
Exactly. Exactly. You can see all the formulas throughout the spreadsheet. And Control D and Control R, you got it, right? Control D is copying the formula or the value or the format down, and Control R will copy it to the right side. Just a simple logic. Okay. Let me do it. I'm deleting it. Okay. Here. So I copy this E3 and I'm selecting Shift and down arrow. So Shift and down will take one at a time. Control will take entire. So Shift and down arrow. Shift and down arrow. And then I left and Control D I'm selecting it. So you practice this. Okay. In case if you don't know, if you know, don't worry about it. It's easy thing. If you don't know the Excel, let it be anything, like Excel or anything. The logic is simple. When you don't know, it's difficult. When you know it, this is easy. I mean, if I can do it Excel, you can do it easily. So here, I'm just Control D and Control. I'm selecting Shift and right arrows and Control R. The moment I'd say R, it will copy all the left to. Okay, one thing did you observe? I mean, here in the formulas, whenever I'm copying down, what is happening, or copying right, what is happening? Can anybody guess what is happening? What is the difference? Okay, what is the difference between say E2 and okay, E3 and E4? What is happening when I'm copying down? Can anybody? It's actually taking the next cell. See, the moment I'm saying E2 and I'm copying down, here it is taking E3. This concept is called relativity concept. So there's a concept called relativity and absolute concept. I'll teach you that in a later session. Now this is called relativity. So Excel actually, whenever you copy down a formula or anything, it takes the corresponding next cell. So if I say here 1, 2, 3, and if I say is equal to this 1, so the next cell, left cell, I'm saying is equal to 1. What is happening here? It is showing whatever is the value is there in the E14, right? So that is the moment I copy down, what is happening? The formula is also taking the next corresponding value. This Excel usually supports corresponding value concept. So this concept is called relativity. So the relatively it will also come down. But when I copy the next one, again it will take the next cell. So E16 it will take. So it will take the next concept. Okay, next value. So this concept is called relativity concept. I'll explain it in further. I'm just telling you. Can you somebody on mute? I mean I think. Yep. Thank you. Okay. Now, after student, let's put some names. So Excel not only support numbers, it will also put names. Let's something. Okay, let me take some raw data from my files. Some names. Okay, now here let's put some subjects. And okay, have you heard about the formula ran between? So there's one function. I'll tell you functions again. I'm using that function here. I just want some random numbers between 1 and 100. So I'll put this formula, rand between, and open it. So you can see the function. Whenever you select a function, whenever you type a function and open a bracket, you can see Excel also helps you to put what is the how we can use that function. So here it is written bottom. So let me put 1, and I want between 1 and 100. So the top is getting highlighted. You can see it. So 1 and 100. Enter. So it randomly took 37 between 1 and 100. I select this. I use the same logic, Control D, Control R. See, it's changing. Whenever I say control D, it's changing. Control R, whenever I'm saying, it's changing. So random actually usually takes, at the click of our cell, it randomly takes some number. So rand between is a function using which you can actually randomly pick some numbers wherever required. Now sum, that is like total of numbers. Let me change these numbers because they they're changing regularly. Let me fix it. What I'm going to do, how to fix this? I did this in my previous small concept. Can somebody explain how we can fix this or convert this into values?
Hello.
Yeah. Please tell me.
Hello. First copy it.
Yeah, copy the content.
And a special format value.
Correct. Now paste special. Correct. Thanks, Amit. Perfect. Now how to copy and paste special? I just copied it. I'm not going to change the destination. So you have source, you have destination. I'm not going to change the destination. So let that, when I say Control C, you can see that it is highlighted, the area which I copied. Now when I say paste special, directly I can do a paste special, or there is a shortcut key. Alt ES. Alt ES will give you the paste special. Always remember, the shortcut key for paste special is Alt ES. So when you select Alt ES, you can see under paste you have all, you have formulae, you have values, you have formats, so many things. So basically we use majority, most of the time we use the first three or four. Now under all, or under formulae, under value, under formats or comments, you see something different. What is that? The difference is there, a particular letter in all is underlined. Under formulae, F is underlined. Under values, V is underlined. What are they called? They are called hotkeys. They are called hotkeys. Now, if I say all, it will copy everything, formula everything, and it will paste the same thing. So whatever is copied, if I say only values, if I want only values, select values and say OK. So I'm doing it again. I have copied the content, Control C, and paste special. So Alt ES. I'm not going to select with mouse. I will say V. The moment I say V and enter, it is converted into value. See, you can see C2 is 20. There is no formula now, right? So this is how it happens. Let me put sum here. So the sum formula everybody know. There is another shortcut key for sum. There are two ways of doing it. Is equal to sum, and then select all the three, close it and enter. Okay. Let me do it again. Is equal to sum, and select all the three and enter. Or you can directly, wherever you want the sum to happen, you can say Alt plus. Automatically it will take the corresponding values. See, Alt plus is another shortcut key which actually helps you select the data and say enter. That's it. Okay. Now interacting between the sheets. I want to go to the first cell of the sheet. What is the shortcut key? Can anybody tell me how to go to the first cell of the, instead of selecting with the mouse, I want to go to the first cell of the Excel sheet. Control Home. Are you guys noting down the shortcut keys I'm telling?
No.
Fine. I mean, I'll give you the list. It should not be a problem, but you need to practice. So whatever I'll tell today, I'll give you every day. I'll give you a list of shortcut keys which we have practiced. You may have to try them. At least try them once with sample data. Whatever data you have, your own personal data, or if you want the data, let me know. I'll give you the data. I'll put these files. I'll upload these files. You can reuse these files. So whatever I have taught today is Control right, Control R, Control D, okay, Alt plus, and then for sum, this is for copying the content to right side, copying the content to down. This is for sum, shortcut for sum, and this is Alt plus E plus S. This is for paste special. Nothing. Actually, what happens is these shortcuts actually help you interact with the sheet faster. You can be more comfortable. The more you practice, the more you'll get the grip of it, and the more you'll be comfortable dealing with them. So you can also manually do this. There's no hard and fast rule that you have to use the shortcut keys. Shortcut keys actually helps you do things faster or easier way. Whereas you can do it manually, but it will take little more time than usual. That's the only thing. Right? Now, I want to go to the first cell of the sheet. So I say Control Home. It will take me to the first cell of the sheet. Control End will take me to the last active cell of the sheet. So you can see Control Home, Control End. So this comes under the interaction between the sheets. Okay, so here we have a sum here. I want it to be copied to all these cells. Okay, so what we usually do is here we select Control right arrow, okay, Shift right arrow, Control down. So this is how we do. Or you can select it. Now you can select, in this case, say for example, this is a scenario. You copy down till in this case you have only 24 records, right? 24 only up to 24th row in the Excel sheet. Whereas in case if it is say 1 lakh, how will you do it? You cannot keep dragging, right? The best thing would be go to the right side to nearest one, Control down, come here and Control Shift up arrow. The moment you select it, you have selected the area where you want the formula to come. That's the best thing to do. And Control D. Excuse me. So this is how the formula is copied. Then the average is equal to AVERAGE. So you can get the formula average. Average of the 3 subjects. Same thing. Control D. So you got the average. But you can see the data is not in a clean manner. So Control 1. Number, 2 decimals. You can see the decimal places. Here, the number. Sample, you can see how the output will look. Okay. The moment you select the decimals up or down, it will change. See, the sample will change. If you use separator for the comma, whenever you do the data related to more than thousands, whenever you say comma, it will separate. You can see how the negative numbers, or you can view it. If you want to put negative numbers in bracket, or there's various ways of presenting the numbers. Say OK, and you can see the average in a proper way. So what we have learned till now in last some time, one is you can copy data down, you can copy data right side, you can add some, these are simple formulas. So you have learned how a sum formula works. Is equal to sum, and then the area where you want output the source, you can put the source and you can get the sum. Average, same thing. You can put average or AVG. You can use both. Is equal to AVG will also work. for average. See, it's taking. So average, you have minimum. So minimum is the minimum value in the data given. Okay, is equal to minimum of comma. Should be. It should come like this. Yeah. Minimum of. So this, the minimum value is 20 among these three. So that's why the minimum. The maximum, max is equal to max, and this three. You select it, enter. This is how, I mean, you can use it. Sum, average, minimum, and then the count. Count function will help you. Will count the number of units or the number of numbers in the list. It will be 3 for all of them. If you look at it, is 3 because it's just counting the numbers. The moment you remove this, see, it's 2. It's 2. So these are the basic formulas in Excel. This is about it. So let's go to the. How many of you do you have any questions? Do let me know. Do you have any questions? Anyone of you?
No.
No, right? Okay. Let us.
Just a minute, sir.
Yeah.
Actually, in minimum and maximum, 1007 and 1008, both are the same.
1007 and 1008. 13
value is highlighted.
Correct. The max should be okay. See, because max, what happened? The formula is incorrect. I put
Only E2. Only E2.
Yeah, I took because only E2. I have to select the.
Okay.
Now, good finding. Now you see when I copied the E. Yeah, now it is C. 100 is the highest value.
Yes.
13 is the lowest value. So that's why, that's how it works. So whenever you find that there's something wrong, for sure we have put the formula incorrectly, or we have interacted with the cells incorrectly. The address is incorrect. Okay, so this is just a sample data. Okay, now let's go to the some of the sample formulas.
Harish.
Yeah. Anybody?
Yeah, you will be teaching more about these functions in the coming classes.
These are just basic functions. So functions usually are of 2 types. One, simple. These are just simple functions. Now you go to the next level of function, that is complex functions. When it comes to the complex functions, there are it's a combination of more than one, either 2 or more than 2 functions we use, and they will become a complex functions. Now I'll show you the list of functions we have actually. Oh, 1 second. 1 second. Yeah. Yeah, here. So we have various types of functions. These are all database functions, which I'll tell you when the subject will come related to data. These are all date functions. Okay, date, dated if, dated value, day, and all that. Then we have engineering functions for engineering guys. We have financial functions. We have logical functions, which are mostly used, and, if, not, or, choose, VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, match, index, transpose, sum with offset. Then we also have mathematical functions like ABS, all these things. So, I mean, we'll take functions separately. I'll also share this file with you. 1, 2, there are examples to be done along with them. So we'll work on them. Okay.
Like if the data is more than something, it should come in a different color. If it is less than something, it should come in a different. Will you be covering that part?
Yes, it is called conditional formatting. I'll give you a example of what conditional formatting is, just for sake. We'll take that in tomorrow's session. Conditional formatting is for tomorrow's session. I'll explain you that. Say, for example, there are students. Okay, these are the students, right? We have average marks, right? If a student is below 35%, he is fail. Okay, so he must be shown as red. Those cells will be shown as red. In case if it is between 35 and 50, is average guy. So those data, the numbers should show them in yellow, and above 50 it should be shown as green. Whatever. I mean, 3 scenarios. Okay, it's like a traffic light scenario. Okay, so it should be real time. The moment we change the percentage from 13 to 45, it must change. Also, the cell also must change accordingly. So that comes under conditional formatting. Okay, so that I will teach tomorrow. Okay, so now there are few things. Okay, in Excel we have, as I explained, basic thing. You can either put a value or a formula. For formula, if you want to see the formula, I told you, see, you can see the formulas now, right? All of you can see the formulas, right? So again, you put it back, you can see the output. You can either see the output, or how to know whether it's a formula or output, I have shown you. You can also see instead of control and shortcut key, you have a tab called formulas. If you select that tab, you can say show formula under formula auditing. Can you see I have selected that? It's also showing the shortcut key there, right?
Yes.
So if you select the show formulas, you can see the formulas. The moment again you select it, gone. Okay, so these formulas can be evaluated also. I will teach you how to evaluate those formulas while. So now, trace precedence and descendants. So I'll select this average. I will say show me the precedence. See, can you see this part? What is it doing? It is actually showing me where the source is coming from for this formula. Selecting and showing. Or if I put here in a value and I say, I want to check whether this value is used in any formula, I'll say trace dependence. So it is showing, the arrow is showing F, G, H and I and J. So it is in use by all these formulas. So this also shows. So in the formula you can check. So 1, A cell can have a formula or a value. If a cell has a formula, how to check where it is, where is the source? You can use trace precedence. You can see in the example also, the 75 is coming from 25 and 50. So the source is precedence. You can trace dependence. So if our output is 10, where all is the 10 coming from? So it will actually tell you the dependence. And when you say remove arrows, you just remove all the arrows, whatever you want to see. And show formulas you have learned. It will show all the formulas. Error checking and evaluate formula we'll do in a complex formulas or functions, because you can actually see how a formula is getting affected, how it the output is coming. Yeah. Right? For example, let us use simple if function here. Now here only, all these are the sum, the average, the min, the max, and the count are simple formulas. Let us use little complex formula if, and let us put a different color so that we can differentiate it with the rest of the functions. Here is equal to if the average is greater than 35, then I say passed. Else, so you can see logical, if is a logical test. If I'll put a condition, if the condition is satisfied, it should give me the, if it is true, then it must say passed. If the condition is incorrect, then it must show fail. And I say enter. In this case, what is happening? It is more than 35. So it is passed. Passed. So this is fail. Why this is fail? Because the percentage is 34.33, less than 35. The moment if I say here 35 and enter, the formula will also change and the results will also change. Why? Can anybody? I think you know why. Because these cells are dependent on this cell. These cells are dependent on this cell. So whenever there is a change in the source, it will also obviously be reflected in the outcome or the destination cell. So if I want to evaluate this, let's go to the formula and say evaluate formula. Right? Now I can see evaluation, reference, sheet 1. We have sheet 1. And it's taking K2. So it's taking K2. If G2, so it's checking, see, underline the G2. I say evaluate. G2 is greater than 35. Is 38 greater than, so it's G2 is 38. So it's checking 38 is greater than 35. True. If it is true, passed. So passed. So similarly, if we'll check this, evaluate. Is G7 greater than 35? 34.333. No, not greater than. Evaluate. False. So fail. This is how. This is what is called evaluation. This is a simple function if. So in case if you write if, else if, else if, else if, something like that in a chain or loop, then how to check? So this evaluate actually will help you understand. This is a simple function, that's why you'll feel, oh, good. But if it is a complex function, it will help you. So that's about if. Okay.
Can you show me one if-else example?
If another example of if?
If-else in one
okay.
condition.
If, else, if, you want, okay. Say for example, let me put, in this scenario what happened? If it is greater than 35, pass, else if it is less than 35, fail, right? This is a scenario which we have used, right? Okay. Now, let us put, if it is greater than 35 and less than 50, pass. If it is less than 35, fail anyway. If it is greater than 50, then good. Okay, so let us do this. Is equal to, if it is, if this average is less than 35, then if it is true, fail. Else, we put if here. Did you get it? We put if here and say another logical test. Okay, if it is false, then what? Then if and, so here we are using another logical test, and, or you can say G2 is, if G2 is, here we put greater than, actually it should be less than. G2 is less than 35, fail. If G2 is greater than 35, and we have to satisfy both the conditions. So and G2 greater than 35, comma, G2 less than 50, then pass, comma, else if this condition does not satisfy, good. Closing twice because we have two parentheses open. Enter. So you can see pass. Why? 38. Why good? More than 59. So we can evaluate this. Evaluate the formula. G2 less than 35. Evaluate. False. So it will go to the next step. See, it's taking the 38 greater than 35. True. Both are true. So true, that means pass. If you want to check good, let's evaluate this. G3. What is G3? G3 is 59. 59 is greater than 35. Is greater than 35. So false. So let's check the AND condition then. 59 greater than 35. True. 59 greater less than 59 is false. So if one of the AND is a scenario where it has to satisfy both the conditions. So one true and one false will always be a false. Both are false, false. And should be both true for it to be pass. If it is one false and one true, then it will be good only. At least a single false, it will be good. If both are false, anyway, it will be good. So the output will be good here. False. So pass will not be the answer, good will be the answer. Did you get the logic? Anybody stuck with the logic? Anybody who didn't understand the formula here? I think, yeah, fine then. Now, so this is just the introduction how we can interact with Excel. One, you have, you can either put value or a formula, you can copy and paste the formulas, you can copy and paste the format, you can copy and paste the values. So here, for example, here, so if I want, if copied here, copy here, Control V will copy everything, but if I want only the format, see, if I select only the format, what is happening? It will only copy the format. If I copy value, it will only copy the value. If I copy the formula, it will only copy the formula. When there is no formula, it will take the value as formula. So it will put that. So this is little complex. That's it. So this file I'll put it on this file I'll put it on the site. Tomorrow you can view this file. You can also try delete this content, try put some average, min, max, and upload it if possible, or send it to me. Okay. Now, or else you can, I mean, you try. In case if you get it, if you don't get it, let me know. We will do it. We'll retry it. If you get if you get it, perfect. No need to worry about it. Okay. So let's go to the next thing. Okay. I will tell you few things in Excel which will actually help you do things faster. You have some data on sheet 1 and in the columns B to H. You also have the same data, for example, in some corner of the Excel sheet. You want to compare it. How can you compare it? One is in from A to I here. The other set is from XEV to XFB, some other location. How can you compare it simultaneously? Did any one of you know how to compare it? So okay, I'll tell you. There's something called split option. Okay, when you say split, you can, wherever you select, only that part of the Excel sheet will move. For example, if I select this, only this part of the Excel sheet is moving. You can see, can you see what is happening? Is everybody there?
Hello?
You can see it.
Yes.
Yeah, you can see it. You can see it, right?
Yeah, we can see.
Yes.
So, I mean, when we use the option split, we can actually compare with you can compare here. Now you can compare here. So though A to I and then X is not next to each other, the data is far from each other, you can actually compare it. You are splitting the sheet into 4 parts, and you can compare it here. The moment I select the 4th block and I'm changing it, so it's moving up. See, you can see it. You can compare it. You can see all the 4 parts have heading. So actually split will help you see 2 different data on the same sheet, far from each other. Comparison, you can compare it using split. So you can see, split the window into multiple resizable panels containing views of your worksheet. You can use this feature, view multiple distant parts of your worksheet at once. So you have distant parts. The data is on a different sheets. You can use split and you can see it. I removed split. It came to the first starting part of this cell. Now, freeze panes. I select this and say freeze panes. Same thing. In view, if you go to freeze panes, if you select it, you can see the headings will remain. If you're going towards right, the student numbers will still remain the same. Or if you're coming down, no, when I'm coming down, can I see the headings? When I'm coming down, can I see the headings? No. But when I freeze the window, I want to see the headings. So just under the headings, wherever it's possible, or you select this entire row, the second row, and say Windows freeze. So WF is a shortcut key. Windows freeze panes. You select the freeze panes, and then you can see a line here. So the moment you go down, you can still see that one is not, the headings are not missing, right? I think some of you might be knowing this, how it works, but I'm just telling you in case if you ever use it. This is interaction between the sheets. So interaction within the same sheet. You can, using split, you can see 2 set of data of a distant location and compare. When it comes to freezing panes, it will help you.
This one, Harish,
yeah.
Freeze pane part. So we have to select the entire second row and we have to click on freeze pane. Right?
No. You can do it 2 ways. Either you can select the entire second row and do it, or you can just select the beginning of the second row, wherever, place it anywhere. Okay. The advantage with here and here is, see, I'll tell you how it is interacting. Now if I put here and say freeze panes, see, entire row is selected, right? Actually, if I put here, what will happen? See, what is happening here? The headings and in the columns, the names are frozen. See, the names will not move now. So it depends on where you put from. So wherever you put, from there the plus will form. So if I put here and say freeze panes, so can you see what is happening? And if I go here, the mark still English will still be remaining, even though I am.
Okay.
So it depends which cell you select. So when I'm doing this, I'm just trying to be foolproof. I just want the headings. You can also, there are other shortcut forms. See, under freeze panes, you also have freeze top row or freeze first column. Or if you select freeze first column, it will just select the column. If you want both, so say select here B2. You want first column and top row, and say freeze pane, unfreeze and freeze. That's it. You have both of them. So this is freezing panes. Okay, so we have learned splits, we have learned freezing panes, we have learned simple basic formulas. Okay, just if you want, take 5 minutes small break. We'll continue after that. Okay?
Okay.
Fine with everyone? Or if you have any questions, let me know. Are you guys fine with the small break? 5 minutes?
Yes.
Let's meet
Yes.
at, it's 9:36, let's meet at 9:45.
Sure.
So is everybody back?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Now, you have a data here. How to select the entire data? And a shortcut key, Control A. Wherever you are, just Control A. It will select the entire sheet. But if you go to Control Home and Control Shift down arrow and right arrow, it will select the data which is filled. Okay, Control Shift down arrow and right arrow. The fastest way of selecting the data. Control Home will go to the first cell, A1 will be selected. Control Shift down arrow, right arrow. Okay. Okay. Now, after that, if you want to move between the sheets, how will you move? If you want to go to the A24, Control down arrow, it will go to the A24. You want to go to the L24, Control right arrow, Control up arrow. So this is Control will help moving within the sheet, between the data table. This is called table. So if you want to move between the table, Control, and if you want to select, Control Shift and then down arrow, right arrow. Okay, Control Shift will actually help you select the data. So Control will help you move, Shift will select. So you practice that. So the shortcut keys are Control to move and Shift to select. Okay. Now, to move between sheets of the same workbook, so book 1 only, you want to copy this content to the sheet 2. How? Control C, Control page down is the next sheet, Control page up is the previous sheet, Control page down is the next sheet. So these are shortcut keys. You can actually move faster instead of selecting with mouse. If you use the keyboard, it will be faster. So Control page up will be the previous sheet and Control page down will be the next sheet, and Control V. So you're copying it. You can see both sheets. It's moving between sheets. If you want to tab the color, you can also change the tab color of the sheet. Right click, tab colors, red. So you can see one is in red and one is in blue. You can change the tab color also. So distinguish. You can rename the sheet by double clicking it. You can say source and you can say destination. Destination. So source and destination. You can change the tab. You can rename sheets. So in this case, we only have 3 sheets. But there are scenarios where you will, in finance, we have come across various scenarios where we interact with 99 sheets, 100 sheets. So how will you go to a specific sheet? You keep dragging and going to the, like this, keep dragging, selecting the arrow? No. The best way is name the region. Naming is the best thing. As we have names for ourselves, let's name this. So if you want to name this table on destination, say, select this and say, you can double click here and name it. Set 2. Set underscore 2. So this is set 2. You come here, select this. Now, best way, shortest way of going to the specific table, you want to go to set 2. How can you go to set 2? F5 is a shortcut key. Select F5. It will show you the list of named regions. You want key areas. So it's like a milestone. You want to just cell say set to, it will go to the set to, and it will select the entire region. Or okay, so this process is called naming regions. You can also do it in a different way. One is in source, you select it, the region you want to name, double click here and do it, or you can do it by select this region, go to formulae. There's something called defined names. You can see defined names right in the ribbon, the name manager. You can also use Control F3 for the shortcut key. So you can define names. So you can use it for naming regions. So you select this, go to the name manager, define name. You have, right, define name, say define name. Student name, you can say set underscore 1. Scope worksheet, and refers to this region. You can change the region if you want. Only this, and say, so it refers to, you have to give them the source. Say OK. Scope is workbook. Okay, say. Now, I say F5, I have set 1 selected. If I say F5, set 2 selected. Now, what are the advantages of F1 and F2? For example, I select this and say maths and say enter. Here I'll put formula is equal to sum of MATHS, maths, and enter. Isn't it shortest possible way of doing it? Simple way of doing it? Rather than selecting sum, then selecting the range, and then doing it. Did you guys get it? This process is called naming region. You have a range, you named it as maths. If you want to interact wherever you are in some other cell, some other sheet, okay, some sheet 3 somewhere you are, you want to go to the destination and you want to go to the maths list of scores where maths numbers are there. So you say F5 and select maths. We'll go maths. And you can also use it in functions. Is equal to average of maths. Average of THS maths. And enter. It will give you the output. Did you guys get it? Any questions here? Anybody
Hello?
any questions? Yeah.
Hello.
Yep.
If we hello. If we insert any row, any column in between that selected range, then the range will be automatically increased or not?
Yeah, it will be increased. If you put it at the in between, it will increase. If you put it at the end, it will not have the impact. Say for example,
for that in between only.
Yeah, I will explain you both the scenarios. Okay. Now let us see. We have this numbers. Last one. I copy this to another cell, but then the output still remains the same. See.
Yes.
But if I put insert here, see the output is getting affected. And if I say F5 and say maths, it will select, isn't it?
Okay.
It's the same, the logic goes same for the various, all the formulas. All the formulas. If you put some range and if you insert a row or a column in between of that range, it will take the data, whatever is there in between. Okay. Any other question?
No.
Perfect. This is about sum. Now, we learned sum, we learned if. Let's do a sum if. So for example, if I put Nakul here, is equal to, it's a random trial, okay, is equal to sum of, I take the entire sheet and say enter. But this is not correct. Why? Because Nakul's score, how much is the Nakul score? In case if we add all the Nakul scores, it will be only 35. Right? You can see average at the bottom, the count and the sum also. Excel also shows the results. Whenever it is a number, it will show you the count and the sum and the average. So it's the sum is 35. So I want the output to be 35 here. Wherever it is Nakul, I want it to sum. So is equal to, I say, sum if the range will be both the name and the marks. Okay? Comma. The criteria should be Nakul, right? And the sum range should be this. I close it. See here, the formula did not capture correctly. Comma here, it should be B30, B30, comma, enter. So 124. Why 124?
'89 also is there, 1019.
Yeah, correct. 1019, 89 is also there. That's why. You can see, I have actually filtered it. I'll tell you how filters happen. So, Nakul, wherever Nakul is there, so it is taking that value. So the moment I change the name to Arjun, wherever I put the value as, say for example Arjun, the output will change. Why? Sum if actually do sum if the condition is satisfied. What is the difference between sum if and if? What if will do? If the condition is satisfied, it will do the first part. If the condition is not satisfied, it will do the second part. Whereas in case of sum if, it will only do the sum function if the condition is satisfied. That's it. So this is some difference between sum if and if. Anybody has any questions regarding sum if and sum if? Fine then. So we have learned basic simple formulas like sum, average, minimum, maximum, count. You can also see that those numbers here. See, when it says sum is actually 114, you can also see at the end the sum is 114, 38 is average, and 3 is the count. The same thing actually you can put it on Excel and also see it here. We have learned the if function. If condition is satisfied, true. else if it is false, then what? Then we also have in this different scenario where we have a criteria. If it is between this range to this range, then what? If it is between this range to this range, then what? And if it is between this range and this range, what? Okay, difference between, and I want you to understand conditional parameters, concept of conditional parameters, and or not. Okay, and if both conditions are true, if both conditions are true, then it will happen. Or if either of conditions the conditions are TR, UV, and if it will happen if none of the conditions, none are satisfied. I will show you with an example. Now let's go to and view. See, can you see the screen? Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Is everybody there, right? I mean, Srinivas and Suresh both, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Now you can see the screen. Here, 500 and 800. So we are trying the results. The results is here, and I'm also putting the. We also have the formula here. Okay. Now here, if the item, say 500 and 800, is C4 greater than 100 and D4 greater than 100, is both satisfied? C4 greater than 100, yeah, 500, both are satisfied. So true. Is C4 greater than 100? Yes. D4 greater than 100? No. So one of the scenarios, not satisfied. False. Is, again, so you can see, did you get the logic here? And both the condition has to be satisfied. So A true, B true, so it will, the results will be true. So A is true, B true, true. If either of them is false, it will be, the results will be false. Okay, so it has to satisfy both. In case if we go to OR, see what this do. This function tests two or more conditions if either of them are true. See, if either of them are true. So it says if, so he has used along with OR, he has used if also. If E4 is cash, if E4 is Visa or E4 is equal to delta, then 5 also 0. So it's a 0. It's Visa, so 5. If it is checks, 0. If it is delta, so it has to satisfy either of them. If it is Visa, it will give you the results. If it is delta, it will give you the results. Otherwise, it will not give you the results because you have the condition specified as such. So this is complex formula where OR is used. So if I say simple logic, let us put cash here, delta here, delta here. Cash, or cash, comma, Visa. Or this is equal to, and this is equal to. E1799 equal to true. It's cash. So one of the conditions is satisfied, it's cash. False, because it's neither cash nor Visa. So if both conditions are false, then it will be false. So this is OR. Similarly, NOT. So in this case, it's simple. What is the logic here? It's asking, is C4 is not greater than D4? Is C4 greater than D4? Yes. No. So it's not there. So not. So true. So I mean it's opposite of actual value. It should not satisfy both the logics. Then it will be a true. If it satisfies at least one of the logics, no. So this is how all the three works. So and or not, you can use it in various ways. If you let us use a simple formula. Is equal to, I want to check if all the marks are greater than 20, I mean greater than 35. In this scenario, average is 38, but still, see, in one subject this guy failed, right? So I want to check if the student is passed in all the subjects. Then I can use this logic. And is equal to if the logical test A and D, and this is greater than 35, this is greater than 35, this is greater than 35. Then pass, else fail. See why these guys are failed, majority of them, because either they at least have at least one subject where they have not touched 35. They should be more than 35. In this case it is 35, still it is failed. Can anybody explain why? Can anybody explain?
Written greater than 35.
Yes, the logic is greater than 35.
More than 30.
Correct. It should have been, there are scenarios where you can actually use here. These are comparative operators. So conditional parameters you learned, comparative parameters. Comparative parameters are less than, greater than, less than equal to, greater than equal to, and not equal to. So that's comparative. Okay, but you also have between and begins with, contains, and the sort, what do you call, and the filter. You can use them. Okay, so something like here, that we'll learn in the next class. See here, equal to, does not equal to, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, between, top 10, average, below average, above average. You also have custom filter. Okay, for data with names, or you also have these text filters: equal, does not equal to, begin with, ends with, contains, does not contain, custom filters. So there are various ways of doing it. Filters, these are simple filters. You can also use your own filters. You can create your own list. I'll show you how to do that. As of now, greater than, less than. So these are for the formulas. Okay. Anybody have any questions till now? Fine then.
No.
Let's go to the multiple sheets, or hiding of sheets. I want to hide a sheet. How to hide a sheet? Go to this sheet, hide, hidden. You can see source and destination, but you cannot see the hidden sheet. Okay, you can, if you want to unhide it, just go there, unhide sheet, destination. Okay, you want to hide the source sheet, you can hide the source sheet, hide. How do we know whether a sheet is hidden or not? Yeah, there's a go here, right click. If the unhide is active, that means there are sheets hidden. If the unhide is inactive, so this is also hidden. See, unhide is active, unhide. So list of sheets which are hidden, the source and the destination. Select the one which you want to unhide it and say OK. You can unhide it. Unhide it. So this is hiding of sheets and unhiding of sheets. But if you want to hide rows, so say for example this row is selected, you want to select the entire row where the current cell is active. Control bar will give you the entire column. Shift space bar will give you the entire row. Okay, to select the entire column, control space bar. To shift to select the entire column, entire row, shift space bar. If you want these 4 rows to be selected, shift space bar, and say control B will give border if you want to select those rows. So control space bar will select the entire column, shift space bar will select the entire row. Now I want to hide these 4 records. So control 9. I'm hiding it. I can also do it, right click, hide. The moment you right click, you can see hide and unhide. Or control. Now you have hidden it. So control 9. If you want to unhide, control shift 9. So So Control 9 will hide your data, whatever rows you have selected. Control Shift 9 will unhide the data. Similarly, column. For column, Control 10, that means 0. Instead of 9, for column it's Control 0. You can hide the data. See, after E, F is hidden, isn't it? So, to unhide it, Control Shift 0. Select this range, Control Shift 0. So, this is how you can hide and unhide sheets. And for example, you also have for example, you want a new worksheet to be opened. Just say Control N. A new worksheet will open. In this, you have 3 sheets, new sheets. In Excel, if you want, whenever you want a new worksheet to be opened with only one sheet, you have various options. You can go to Excel, select the Excel button, select the Excel options. Here, you can see include this many sheets, right? You can see, right? Here, you can select it and say OK. So next time it will only include see, Control N. What is happening? Only one sheet. Okay, I want this destination sheet, a copy of this sheet in the, so there are book 1, you have book 1, you have book 3, so 2 workbooks are there. You want to move the source tab to new workbook. So here, if you say insert, it will insert a new worksheet or chart or whatever you want. If you say see, a new sheet is added. This is how you can add. You can also add using Alt Shift F1. Alt Shift F1 will give you a new sheet. See, Alt Shift F1, if you press it, you'll get a new sheet. You can delete it. Right click, delete it. You can delete a sheet like this. Okay, you want the sheet, a copy of the sheet in the new workbook. Go here, right click, move or copy, select it, make a copy, create a copy, check create a copy in the move or copies box. Okay, in that you have move selected sheets to book, and you have a drop down list. You can select book 3 and say OK. See, the book 3, you have book 3, you also have source data. You have book 1, you have the same data here. So this is how you can actually move or copy a sheet into the different open workbook. Any questions here? Anybody any questions here? Did you get that how we are moving? Yes. So you can actually move sheets, create a copy of the existing sheets into a new book. Okay. Now, for example, you have book 1. You want to make a copy of destination sheet within the same book. How can we do it? Can anybody try?
Right click on destination,
Yeah.
move or copy,
Yeah.
create a copy, checkbox on create a copy.
Yeah.
Then on 2 books, select book 3. Move
This is
selected sheet.
okay. Book 3. You can. This is book 1 source file. I want to make a copy in book 1 only. Another copy of this sheet source. I want in book 1 only. How is that possible?
In book 1 only, no?
Yeah.
Then of destination, you want a copy of that the destination only.
Right. So you select the book 1 only
And move to end.
Move to end or wherever you want it to be placed.
Okay.
So it will, if I select sheet 3, it will copy between destination and sheet 3. If I put as destination, select destination, it will copy between source and destination.
Okay.
See here. Okay, no 2 sheets can have the same name. So that's why you can see the destination, whatever copy I have created, it comes with destination within brackets 2. Okay, this is like the cell has address, the sheet's address is its name. So this is how it works. Okay, I am going to place this file in the I'll upload it in the website tomorrow. Just do me a small favor, put all these formulas or create your own data and put simple formulas and show me. Okay, I'll check. If you want, I'll put this file. You can try this file and put those formulas and send it to me. Okay, I'll put this file there. Okay, and I'll also give you certain when you will see that there are certain other names here. I want you to put some if also here. Okay, just a practice for you to get get a grip of basic formulas and sum. Tomorrow we will do conditional formatting, and then we'll go to the next level. Okay, we'll do the sum product and few round ups, round downs, and all that formulas we'll do. Okay, we'll do sorting and filtering tomorrow. Okay, just try this. Okay. Okay, before closing, I would like to ask you few small questions, all of you. Try answer them. What is the shortcut key for copying the data to the down cell? If you have a data in A1, you want to copy the same value in A2. How will you do it as a shortcut key?
Control D.
Perfect, perfect. And if you want to copy it on the right side?
Control
Controller.
Controller. Perfect. Okay. And if you want to use a sum function as a shortcut key, what is the?
Alt plus.
Perfect. Alt plus is the key using which you can actually, here you can see, if I select here and say Alt plus C. But while doing Alt plus, just ensure that all the data is selected. For example, if there is a break here, and if you do Alt plus, what is happening? You'll see that there is a, just because there is a break, it will not select the entire data. Then you have to specify the range. Okay? Then it will take it. And the moment I change the value here, the output also will change. Okay? Any questions, guys, from today's session?
No.
Okay. Today, being the first day, I'm just giving you this sheet. Show me tomorrow. I'll put it there. You can take it from there. I'll put it in next 15 minutes and then you can take it from there. In case if you have any questions, leave it in chat or say, ping me, or I mean, I'll log at least 5 minutes prior to the session every day. We can actually, I can answer your queries. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Have a great day. Whatever is left.
Thanks.